Okay, now that we've practiced working with the percents, equations that have percents, we are going to start solving some percent problems. Now here is a proportion, and this is something that you should have learned back in 6th grade, and you should have covered it again in pre-algebra. So this is what we call the percent proportion or the percent equation, and it's the percent of change is equal to the change in the price, or however much it was. It could be change in population, change in whatever, divided by the original. Okay, so whatever I started out with, how much it changed is going to be equal to the percent of change. Okay, and then if the number goes up, we say it's a percent of change increase. If it goes down, it's a percent of change decrease. Okay, here's another formula. The amount invested times the annual interest rate will give you the annual simple interest. And interest is how much money you're earning. So for example, if I invest $1,000 at 5% interest, it would be 1,000 times 0.05. I'm earning $50. Okay, so if this was $1,000 times, and say this was 5%, so that would be 0.05, it's going to be equal to 50. So if I have $1,000 in my bank account and it's earning 5% annually, at the end of the year, I will have earned an additional $50. Okay, so that's simple interest. So let's look at our first example. To attract business, the manager of a musical instrument store decreased the price of an alto saxophone from $500 to $400. What is the percent of decrease? So if you walk into a store and it says, "Oh, we're having a 30% off sale," 30% is the percent of decrease. So that's what we're looking for, to see what was the percent of decrease. So we're going to use our formula up here. So percent of change is what we're looking for. Okay, decrease or increase, that's the percent of change. So I'm just going to say X. Okay, and because it's over 100, my answer, I don't have to change my answer from a decimal to a percent or a percent to a decimal. It's already going to be in the right, it's already going to be correct the way it is. All right, so the change in price, 500 minus 440 is equal to 60. So the change in price was $60. The original price was 500. Okay, so basically I'm looking for what is 60 is what percent of 500. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to do my cross products. 500x is equal to 66,000, divide them both by 500, and x is equal to 12. Okay, so it's a 12% decrease. Another way you could have looked at this is you could have said, well, to get from here to here, I would multiply by 5. So 60 divided by 5 would give me 12. That would be a quicker way to do it as well. All right, example 2. Ricardo paid $27 for membership in the video club. They don't have video clubs anymore because, we don't go out and rent videos. You do everything online. This was an increase of 8% from last year. What was the price of membership last year? So the increase was 8%. So it's 8 over 100. We're looking for the price of the membership last year. So that would have been our original price. We're going to call that X. Ricardo paid $27 for his membership this year. So the change would have been 27 minus X. And we know it's 27 minus X because we know it increased. So it increased 27 minus X amount. So this one we're going to do our cross products. We'll have 8X equals 100 times 27 minus X. So 8X equals 2700 minus 100X. If I add 100X to both sides, I get 108X equals 2700. Divide both sides by 108, and X is equal to 25. So it was 25 was the original price, or the price of membership last year. So last year it was $25 to have a membership, and it went up 8%, and so this year it was $27. All right, example 3. Sheila, she's Australian. Sheila invests part of $6,000 at 6% interest and the rest at 11% interest. Her total annual income from investments is $460. How much is invested? Excuse me, I'm boring myself. How much is invested at 6% and how much at 11%? So this would make a really great chart problem. So you've got a 6% investment and 11% investment. We know that the total amount invested is $6,000. So if she invests X at 6%, she would then be investing 6,000 minus X at 11%. And we know that, so this is the amount, this is the rate. Okay, so 6% would be 0.06 and 11% would be 0.11. And then this is the interest. Okay, we know the total interest is, her total annual income from investments was $460. Okay, so these two have to add up to 460. So this is going to be 0.06x. Here I'm going to distribute 6,000 times 0.11 is 660 minus 0.11x. So my equation, 0.06x plus 660 minus 0.11x equals broken lead, equals 460. Okay. I can go ahead and just leave the decimals in. I'm going to go ahead and leave the decimals in. So 0.06 minus 0.11 is negative 0.05x. So if I subtract 660 from both sides, I get negative 0.05x is equal to negative 200. And the fact that it's negative is fine because they're both negative. And when I divide both sides, my answer is going to be positive. So negative 200 divided by 0.05 negative is equal to 4,000. So what does that tell us? It tells us she invested $4,000 at 6%, which means she invested the other 2,000 at 11%. And you're probably saying, why didn't she invest more at the 11%? Probably because the 11% is riskier. Okay, and Sheila doesn't want to risk all of her money. All right, let's look at the try this. The number of registered voters in Franklin increased by 14% over last year. There are now 9,633 registered voters. How many were there last year? So this is my original amount. So 14%, 14 over 100 is equal to the change. I don't know how many changes, but I know I ended up with this. So if I call the original X, what I have now minus what I started with will give me the change, and this is X. And I'm going to do cross products. So I have 14X is equal to 100 times 9633 minus X. 14X is equal to 963300 minus 100X. Add 100X to both sides. I get 114X equals 963300. Divide both sides by 114. And it helps if you're pushing the right buttons. 963300 divided by 114 equals, oh, look at that, 8,450 people. So last year there were 8,450 people registered to vote in Franklin, and it increased by 14%. And this year there's 9,633.